buttermilk crispy chicken? Let's find out.
It's probably the best sandwich I've ever had.
It's super crispy, but it's also really juicy.
So would you guys come back? Yeah,
of course,
definitely. Well, here's our card. The location is on the back. It's McDonald's? What? What?
Oh, get out
No way.
Wait, seriously?
Try some buttermilk crispy chicken. It's right around the corner at McDonald's. Buttermilk.
Well, good morning. This is Brad Atwell, WCOU Sports on Ask the Coach with Coach Jeff Griffith of Barren County High School Trojans. Coach Griffith, good morning.
Morning, Brad.
Well, Coach, coming in this morning off of a 20-19 loss, Allen County at home last night. Let's hear a little bit of your synopsis of the game.
Well, I thought it was a good football game, and that's the reason that I've said since the preseason that why this game needs to be played. It was a competitive game, similar schools, similar size schools, and it was a great football game on a beautiful evening. We're extremely disappointed we came out on the short end of the stick there a little bit, but I was very pleased with how we competed and the way we fought back there in the second half. But ultimately we came up a little short, and we've got to continue to try to get better and get on the winning side of things.
We've talked about before over the last few weeks, if we ever get to the point where we can put 4 quarters of football together, we're going to be a pretty good team.
Well, we came a little closer last night, believe it or not, in terms of competing for 4 quarters. I thought we had some real bad breakdowns there in the second quarter defensively that ultimately cost us the football game. And, we can't have those. Our kids, we talked about it, and I think they understand that. But, we got to do a better job tackling defensively. And the second quarter breakdowns, like I said, I think ultimately is what cost us the football game.
The one play that I can remember last night that kind of broke our back there in that second quarter was the reverse with the pass, and not that we were really caught off guard because I thought we covered that reverse well, but then after he caught the ball, he made probably 6 or 7 guys miss tackles.
He did, and but leading up to that, we did a poor job. They threw a pass over in the flat, and we missed about 4 or 5 tackles on that kid, and he went about 60 yards for a touchdown on us. That we just can't give up those type of plays. And then they got down there. They broke an isolation play and cut it outside and went about 40 yards down to about the 15. And as you were talking, we got them to 4th down on that. And they ran a little trick play, reverse pass back to the quarterback, and we had 3 or 4 guys there in good position and should have got him down and gotten off the field, but we literally missed 3 or 4 tackles there and allowed him to get the first down. And that's the second quarter that I'm talking about, those 2 or 3 things that I think cost us the football game ultimately.
After that, after they had drove down the field and scored on us, they held us to 3 and out and turned around and, once we got the ball back, we made a great drive and drove down the field and got down inside, the 5, and Andrew made a great little rollout pass to Mason Perkins, hit him in the back of the end zone for our first score of the night, and things began to look up, and so it was not that we didn't do anything that first half for sure. Offensively, but I thought we looked a lot sharper offensively in the second half than actually we did in the first half.
Well, we did, and we got a feel for how they were going to play us, and they're a physical football team up front, and we ran the ball okay at times, and other times we struggled with it because they were they've got some big kids up front and do a good job. And I thought the one drive that we had in the first half, I thought we did a really good job of running it and throwing it some, and then got it to 4th down and. Coach Lindsay called our boot play, and of course, as you said, Andrew found Mason in the back of the end zone. Mason went up and got it and made a play for us and kicked the extra point that kicked that one, and we missed a couple of others on a 2-point conversion. That the difference in the game's 1 point, and we've got to find a way to shore up our PATs and 2-point conversions and that type of stuff.
Going back to the game with Allen County and how competitive it was, we've played down there for a lot of years with our freshmen and our JV. We went down there and played Little League a lot, and it seems like that every time we went to Allen County and played, or they've come here and played over the years, that it's usually been decided either by 6 points or maybe by a conversion, and that's what that ball game came up with last night. And like you said at the very beginning, it was a hard-fought game. I thought both teams executed well at times, and I thought both teams had some breakdowns at times. And one thing that I think looked at last night of our offense changing a little bit was the return of Ty Hay to the lineup last night.
It was, and Ty gives us another really good athlete out on the field, and I think, you got a glimpse of how much we've missed him the first 4 weeks of the season last night. I mean, he caught 2 deep balls and made a couple, really good catches, and that makes teams have to respect the other side of the field. And I think after last night, teams will start seeing that. And it's good to have Ty back, and he's a great young man, great student, and and obviously a really good athlete. So we're glad to have him back in the fold, coming back after he's missed the first 4 games of the year.
Yeah, Ty Hay last night, our second leading receiver on the field last night, 2 catches with a total of 69 yards. And so it was good to see him back on the field last night. And just wonder how he's feeling this morning, after not being able to practice and be in the game except for the last couple of weeks. So it's great to have him back in the lineup last night. Again, we go back to what our bread and butter has kind of been for the last few weeks. In our rushing game, of course, Ellis Winiger last night, 13 rushes for 49 yards, and then of course he caught 3 passes for 16 yards. So he's that. I guess he's a cog there, a strong cog that we have there in our offense.
Well, Ellis is the guy that people have really got to prepare to stop. I don't think Ellis is going to be hard pressed to break any 70-yard touchdown runs. But, man, Ellis is banging the ball up in there, and he's going to get his 10 and 15. And every now and then, if you don't get him on the ground, he's going to go 25 or 30 on you. And he does a great job in our passing game and screen game and catching the ball in the flat. And, Ellis is one of those kind of football players. He's kind of a throwback in that we could literally put him anywhere on the field offensively or defensively, and he'd be a good player. And, and of course, he was played linebacker on defense. He's played defensive line on defense. And of course, he's been our bell cow carrying the football on offense. So, he's the guy that makes us go. And while sometimes his statistics may not, just jump right out at you, but let me tell you, he's the one who makes everything go up front.
With a guy like that, a team has to respect that run every time he's in the ball game. Watching as we run a lot of those zone read plays and then just straight up powering the football. It doesn't matter what you ask him to do. If you ask him to catch it, if you brought him in at quarterback and ask him to say, "Hey Ellis, we're gonna have to run you at quarterback," he can do that too. And he's just such a versatile player, like you said, and another one of those kids that's just a great kid and just a pleasure to be around. And so it's always good to see those boys and just to see how they develop into young men and to see what kind of players they can be. All right, folks, stay tuned. We're going to go hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back on WCLU Sports with Coach Jeff Griffith with Ask the Coach.